What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Normally we would do the weekly rotation here on Sunday morning, but we're going to move that to Monday morning because this came in. You saw it in the thumbnail. The new Invictus flanker. We've got Victory Absolu. I want to open this and do this video. So that's what we're going to do. Right? Makes sense. So, haven't looked at the notes. I buy every Invictus because I have high expectations, because Invictus and Invictus Aqua are two of my favorite fragrances of all time, even though the Victory line really doesn't smell anything like the original DNA. The closest in relations, the original Victory, but even that's a bit of a stretch. Elixir is like the furthest from Invictus of the bunch, but I bought it from Rabanne's website. Then we'll see. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. If it falls in between, we'll talk about how it falls in between, right? Let's bust it open. Stay tuned. And here we have it. Their new contoured bottle they've been putting everything in, which the first one I have that had this new bottle style is Invictus Parfum that came out last year. Matte black painted finish with a gloss black trophy cup top, you know. It says Invictus with the Rabanne R. It's a Parfum Intense, according to them. Alright, so nothing there. One more. Caramelly sweet. Kind of staying in line with the more vanillic, kind of dessert-like sweetness of the Victory line. Not so much that aquatic bubblegum sweetness of regular Invictus. Maybe not so fast. Out in the air, though, it was a nice hit of like caramel vanilla kind of sweetness, but maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Do I have some nose fatigue going on? It's kind of faint, so it's nose fatigue. It's not the fragrance. It's not that the fragrance is just super weak or anything. I sprayed this on a couple of hours ago. I don't think I got any nose fatigue going from Polo Red EDT right now. If anything, I'd be nose blind to that, right? I got 5 sprays around the neck. There we go. Okay. It was just, I guess, a lot of alcohol in the opening. Now I get a good whiff of it. There's that caramelic, vanillic kind of sweet. So, typical designer sweet. Nothing like reinventing the wheel here, guys. So, maybe there will be some people that will shit on it. So any of you that like to see people shit on fragrances, this might be one. This might be your lucky day, you know. Oh, it's a popular sweet designer. Oh, it's terrible. I'm sure there's going to be somebody that's going to do, a couple people will go that route. Redundant to all kinds of other stuff, though. Look, it's going to be fair play that people are going to crap on it for not being anything special. It's an uninspired release. Sad to say, it's nothing special here. Does it smell good? Yeah, of course it does. But if you have a sizable collection, you've got stuff that smells similar to it in some form or fashion. It's not outside the norm of other lines within its own house with the Phantom line and the 1 Million line. It's typical Rabanne's designer sweetness. They didn't bring anything really new here. I don't think it's in the least bit better than Victory Elixir, the previous flanker in this line. It's a light smoky tone. It's very smooth. It doesn't have that rough around the edges, typical designer synthetic smell. I will give it that. It's very smooth. Being the Absolu flanker, you expect smoothness. At least I do when they have Absolu in the name, and that's because that's usually the case. And it's very smooth. I will say it's the smoothest of the bunch. But it's a little bit amber, smoke, vanilla, caramel. I wouldn't be shocked if there's no caramel listed here. I get a little bit of caramel. Kind of Scandal, like Jean-Paul Gaultier Scandal's Caramel, but not as rough around the edges. Again, it's smoother than fragrances like that. Let's look at these notes, because I don't get that patchouli earthiness of the Elixir. It's not near as smoky as the previous two Victories. Victory and Victory Elixir are much smokier than this. Let's pull up Parfumo. All right, we got Parfumo pulled up. Invictus, Victory, Absolu. Did I spell something wrong, or did they just not have it on the site yet? Victory. There it is. Okay, I must have mistyped somewhere. 7.8 out of 10 with 11 ratings on Parfumo. So, like I said, if you like sweet designers, this is gonna be in your wheelhouse. I'm aware it smells good. It's not gonna be a terrible rating. It's just nothing new here, you know. According to the notes, black pepper, amber, sandalwood. They don't list any sweetness, and that's complete bullshit. You know, they don't list, like, black pepper, amber, sandalwood does not say sweet at all, right? It's smooth. It's not as creamy as just seeing sandalwood would lead you to believe. It's creamier than anything else. It is ambery and warm. That I do smell from this. And it's not like nose-tickling peppery spice. Like, I really wouldn't even list spicy as a top 3 accord, to be honest with you. Like, there is a spiciness to it, but I wouldn't call it a peppery fragrance. They're definitely not giving you the real tail of the tape here with these 3 notes, because there is, at minimum, some vanilla in here. It smells a little bit like a vanilla caramel combo to me. As I keep mentioning, that's just what it smells like to me. I do get a light smoky tone. Whether the frankincense is staying from the DNA of the previous 2, or there's some other accord hiding in here that's creating that. It doesn't have the patchouli earthiness. It's not as sweet. Like, it's not as vanilla heavy as Elixir, but it's also not as smoky or earthy as Elixir. Elixir, I think, is an overall stronger fragrance. This is a smoother, slightly more subdued fragrance. It's not, like, punchy. Like, it's not super potent in projection, but I'm sure it'll linger really well, because it's a dense, kind of heavier wear aroma. You can tell there's a thickness to it, hence why it's so smooth. It's just nice, smooth, lightly creamy, sweet and warm, light touch of spice. Again, I'd have been taking a shot in the dark saying what spice it was, because it doesn't necessarily smell like pepper to me. I'm kind of in line with this rating. I think it's a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a very good fragrance. I don't think it's better than its 2 predecessors. And at first, I was not a big Victory guy. I didn't like it. So, not that I didn't like it. I didn't like it enough to get a bottle at first. It took me a little while to get it, and then, you know, after wearing it a few times, I really like it. But this can't hold a candle to the Elixir, in my opinion. That's like 8.5 to 9 out of 10 range designer. This doesn't measure up quite as well, but who this would benefit is if you found that one too earthy and you want something a bit smoother and warmer, this would be it. If you're the type that doesn't like that scream off the skin fragrance, but something that's noticeable, but not overbearing and overwhelmingly strong, that's, again, somebody will benefit, like that will benefit from wearing this fragrance. So try it before you buy. Good date night fragrance if you don't want to, like, punch her in the nose with your fragrance. You want to make a pretty good first impression. It's sweet, it's warm, it's inviting and alluring and attractive, but it's not, again, it's not an overwhelming presence. This isn't an loud fragrance. I think there's a lot of situations where this fragrance will really work. After a handful of wearings, my stance may increase to where I like it that much more, or it might stay the same. I don't know. I don't see it getting worse. You know, to where I'm like, what a waste of money it was. I will wear this from time to time, but I will not gravitate to this over Victory Elixir. That, I can tell you, is indeed going to be a fact, because I do think that is just a great release of that smoky vanilla designer trend that was going for a few years straight and still kind of going. It's one of the better ones, and while this tones back some of that and, you know, does better in other areas, like I said, smoother and warmer overall and a bit more subdued, less is more kind of stuff, it's very good. Not quite great. That's why I give it 7.5 out of 10 for my first impressions rating of Invictus Victory Absolu. Well, I didn't see that coming. Not really a disappointment, just it doesn't quite measure up. It's, you know, they can't all be home runs. Invictus Parfum was a home run, in my opinion. It takes the best of every fragrance in the line and makes, you know, a highlight reel fragrance. I call it the highlight reel fragrance. Victory Elixir, it's going to be hard to beat. With victory in the name, Elixir is the game. It's just going to be difficult to top that one. This one, it's a good release. It's a very good fragrance. It's just not better than its predecessor, and it doesn't really offer anything exciting to the DNA. If anything, it strips back a few things and smooths it out, if that makes sense. So for some, this might be a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 kind of fragrance. This has room. This has potential to be a hit for somebody. This also has potential for people to shit on it, like I said in the beginning. This is going to have somebody try to be the cool kid of the bunch to talk about how shit this is. Or maybe a few people. And look, that's their prerogative. It is, I'm hoping, their honest take, and it's not just to be different. It's not a bad fragrance, guys. It's just not a great fragrance either. It's very good. It's well above average. It's just not special. A little bit of an uninspired release. I feel like they could have went warmer and richer, but still kept the strength of the Elixir, because I think that's where a lot of people are going to be disappointed. Maybe it's a little nose fatigue I'm getting. Maybe it's a monster for others, and it's just very present for me. I don't know. It's the first impression. We'll find out more down the line, but yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Thanks for joining me and checking out this video. Make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. See you on the next one.